And welcome back here to the MVP show. I'm your host, Bill Piano. And again, welcome to this very special Thanksgiving edition of the MVP show here from Felicia and Sammy's kitchen in Little Silver, New Jersey. And now I want to bring on my first special guest here this evening. It's the Jersey Shore Whalers play-by-play announcer, the Lakewood Blueclaws second public address announcer, and my good buddy, Jimmy Fanizzi.
Well, thanks for the warm reception, guys. Neil, how you doing, man?
Good. I'm great. Honestly, I'm great, Jimmy. Thank you so much for coming on today. I really
thank
appreciate
you for having me. It really is an honor, man. I really appreciate it.
So we got a lot to get through here in this
yeah.
interview. So let's just get right to it. Now, obviously, I forgot to mention that you're also the host of your own radio show at Monmouth University.
Yes.
I want to start by talking about Monmouth
right.
because there's really something I want to mention. Monmouth University football team is 9-1, and this upcoming Saturday they'll be going up and going to win the conference championship. So they look to try to do this. So Jimmy, what are your thoughts about that?
Well, first of all, if they do win, it'll be their first Big South title ever in school history, and that would honestly mean the world to this team. The way they're playing right now, it's a Cinderella story for this Monmouth football team. This is their 25th year. Coach Callahan has got to be very, very pleased with this squad right now. I love their movement of the football in and out of the pocket. Their offensive line, fantastic. Their defense, fantastic. Their quarterback has made a few slip-ups here and there, but you know what? He's been great. The whole team has been fantastic all year long. I cannot wait to see what they do against a very good Kennesaw State team who also is 9-1.
Yes.
So a pretty evenly matched, and I should also mention that Monmouth is ranked for the first time ever. So this is going to be very interesting. Ranked number 23 against number 22, Monmouth and Kennesaw respectively.
Absolutely, and just to let you guys know, that game tomorrow afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern on ESPN 3. So if you have your phone, your tablet, if you have the ESPN app, and you want to watch the game, make sure you tune in to 3 p.m. Eastern when Monmouth takes on Kennesaw State, looking for their first ever Big South championship. Now, we're going to shift on here. We're talking about the Lakewood Blueclaws. As I mentioned before, that Jimmy is the backup public address announcer for the Lakewood Blueclaws. Jimmy, first of all, let me talk to you. How does it feel to be the public address announcer for a professional baseball team like that?
I'll tell you what, it's absolutely amazing. Honestly, I could not have asked for a more better job besides the Whalers, which I know we'll get into in a little bit.
Absolutely, we will get into that.
Honestly, the Blueclaws are probably one of the best jobs I could have ever asked for. As a matter of fact, funny story of how I found out about the job.
Go ahead.
One of my best friends actually told me about it because she had sent me a link over from Teamwork Online that told me about this job, and I was a little bit skeptical at first about it, but then I was like, you know what? This is what I'm going for. I'm going for it. No, lo and behold, I get hired first season. It's an absolute blast. So basically, I was on the field for most of the season, so I would, back up the public address announcer when he was up in the booth. I would do games with the kids, all that kind of stuff, do birthdays. And at times when the public address announcer was not there, if it wasn't anybody else, it was me up in the booth, and I gotta tell you, both experiences were absolutely amazing. I really hope I get hired back next season, but you know what? If I don't, you know what? It's totally fine. I'm going for bigger and better stuff, but it's honest to God amazing to work for that team.
Well, Jimmy, it's certainly a huge thing for you to have, and I really wish you all the best with that.
Thank you.
But I want to stay on the Lakewood Blues for just a little bit longer. Now, obviously, they didn't have a great season. They're struggling. One guy that definitely impressed a lot of people was Mickey Moniak, the first overall pick in last year's MLB draft. A lot of people wanted to see how he did in his first season. With your thoughts, obviously you got a chance to see him play a lot. What were your thoughts about the way he played?
I thought it was pretty good. He had, like any athlete, you're gonna have some slip-ups here and there.
Right, absolutely.
Let's face it, the Blueclaws didn't have the best year, no, but they were okay this year. But Moniak had to be one of the big bright spots for this team. Number 1 overall pick in the MLB draft. Everybody knows that out of the Phillies. And I've had the chance to speak to him a couple of times. He's honestly a class act guy. He knows his mistakes when he makes them. He knows how to play the game. This this guy knows baseball. Don't question his baseball IQ because he knows how to play the game. So he has to be one of the biggest bright spots for the Blue Claws going into next season. Who knows if he'll be there? Probably he will be. But if he is, he's gonna be a big star for that organization.
I think the Phillies would love to be able to bring him up, maybe to at least AA, hopefully AAA, and just continue to have his progression so that eventually in the next 2 or 3 years he can join the big club as the Phillies try to do their massive rebuild. And so it's definitely going to be interesting to see how he progresses throughout the year. Now, let's shift to the Jersey Shore Whalers. And I'm just going to let you all know on a little secret. I am the color commentator for the Jersey Shore Whalers. So I get to work alongside Jimmy Fanizzi all the time with games. And
my wingman, as I like to call you.
Thank you very much. And Jimmy, we got 2 games. We got to broadcast this upcoming weekend. I believe the first game is on Saturday night.
Yes, it is.
And then Sunday night at 6:50 we have the elite team going up. So obviously neither team, as we've seen, hasn't gone off to the world's greatest start, but they've been very competitive.
They have.
What are your thoughts so far?
Well, I know that the last couple of games, the last particular game that we called was, let's be honest, the worst we've seen them play all season.
You heard my comments at the end, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
dude, I was with you.
Right.
but in all seriousness, though, look. Every team has a slow start. Every team's got a great start. Every team's got a bad start. It's going to go either way for either team. But it all depends on how you handle it. With the Whalers, both teams so far have shown they kind of can handle it a little bit. But with the games that they play, it has to show on the ice how you can rebound from poor performances. And with the game that we called recently when they played the Jersey Hitmen, they, let's face it, were not good.
No.
They did not play a full 60 minutes. The Hitmen were by far the better team. And most of the games we've seen, they show flashes where they can be competitive. But with the Whalers, most of the season has been a lack of consistency. That's been the key, and that's something I gotta see from this Whalers team, both of them this year, if they want to be serious about making a playoff run.
Obviously, talking about consistency, I think the one aspect of consistency that we have talked about numerous times throughout the season has been the lack of discipline. It's just not there. There's a lot of penalties that they take that should not be taken, and they've been very costly. And in my opinion, they have been the reason why they've lost a couple of the games that they've had. But other than that, they're a very competitive team, and they got a chance to bounce back this weekend. Both the elite and premier team, they got a chance to bounce back this weekend, playing at home, playing against some tough competition. So I think it should be a lot of fun. And just so quickly, I want to say thank you very much to Tom Rue and the Jersey Shore Whalers organization for giving Jimmy and myself this opportunity to be broadcasting these games. It's definitely, just so much fun to be doing these. And, one last thing I want to ask you about, Jimmy, is that if there's one player on both the Premier and League, if you can think of it, on the Premier League that has stood out to you. Let's start with the Premier. Who do you like?
Oh my gosh! I mean, that would probably have to be Griffin Hurley. Because he played last year for the Syracuse Stars, didn't play for the Whalers last season, so this is kind of a homecoming for him. We spoke to him in the preseason interviews.
Right.
He said he's very happy to be home. He's excited, and you know what? He's probably one of the big bright spots for the Whalers. He's shown that he can lay the body on you. He can shoot. He's not afraid to shoot the puck either. Don't question his hockey IQ either. He knows the game, and he knows when this Whalers team is not being competitive enough. He is the leader of that team. So don't question Griffin Hurley and his IQ, because he knows how to handle a bad situation.
Absolutely, and Jimmy knows this, but you already know who my number one guy is, right? J.C. LaChapelle.
Yeah.
As I like to call him, the Quebec Express. Yes, he has played phenomenal. I love the type of player that he is because he's an all-around guy. He can score. He has great stick handling ability. He reminds me a lot of Pavel Datsyuk and a little bit of even Nico Hischier, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But he could also bang the body. He's not afraid to do whatever it takes to win those games. Looking at the elite team, I think for me, it's probably going to be number 22 McDonald. I mean, I love how scrappy he is. He plays out of his mind. He loves to bang the body, and he gets those gritty goals. Who do you think on the elite team stands out to you? Even tougher?
Yeah, most definitely. There are a couple, but I know it's tough to say because there have been so many new call-ups because there have been a lot of key injuries for both teams. It's hard to pick for the Elite because there have been a lot more call-ups for that team than the Premier. So I can't really say for the Elite right now because I kind of have to agree with you on McDonald and possibly La Chapelle as well for the other team, but it's kind of tough for me to say right now. I wish I could pick more than one, to be honest with you.
Well, obviously, Jimmy and I got 2 games that we gotta do this upcoming weekend, Saturday and Sunday at the Ocean Ice Palace. I believe the Saturday game's at 7, I want to say?
Yes, it is.
7 o'clock on Saturday at the Ocean Ice Palace, and 6:50 p.m. on Sunday on Hockey TV. So if you guys want to make sure you get a chance to tune into Hockey TV, catch both myself and Jimmy Fanizzi as we call those 2 games. Well, Jimmy, thank you so much for coming on today. I know you got to run and do your radio show at Monmouth, but I really appreciate coming on today, and I will see you on Saturday. So thank you very much for coming on today.
Man. You know what, Neil? Your show is absolutely fantastic, and I really can't thank you enough for having me. I'm sure I'll probably be back on in the future, but thank you again for this opportunity. It really means a lot, man. Thank you.
No problem. Everybody give it up for Jimmy Fanizzi.
Thanks again, Neil.
No problem. All right, we're going to take our next commercial break, but when we come back, I'll bring on my next special guest, and you'll get a chance to see who it is.